Life can be hard, and we've all faced those moments that seem to stop us dead in our tracks. But what if those moments of difficulty, the bad news, could actually be a springboard for something greater? I'm Cam Garven, and each week I'll bring you stories of extraordinary resilience and conversations about lives and ideas that are productive. This is the Productive Lives Podcast. On this podcast, we're always looking for ways to live a productive life. What really counts for the kingdom of God today. Today, I'm going to be joined by a longtime friend of mine, Kevin King. Kevin is the executive director of the International Project out of New York City. For nearly 30 years, Kevin and his wife, Jeannie, have been living in the crossroads of this world. We're going to talk to him about what it looks like to reach unreached people groups. That's people who have almost no access to the gospel in their home countries. But they're moving here into cities like New York and Dallas and Rome. Kevin calls this the divine orchestration of immigration. We'll explore how his team is meeting felt needs on the university campuses and why you don't necessarily have to get on a plane to be a world-class missionary. Kevin, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. We've known each other for years and just reconnecting through ministry, and hope to do some more ministry with you with some of our students. So, yeah, we just want to get to know you a little bit, what you're doing, where you are at. And, of course, you wrote a book. You wear many hats: author, ministry leader, CEO, whatever you call yourself, executive director, husband, dad. So tell us a little bit about where you're at right now physically, who you are and your family and what you're doing.
Great. Well, thanks for having me, Cam. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so my wife and I, about 28 years ago, felt God was calling us to focus on people groups that had very little access to the gospel. They're called unreached people groups. And so we had taken a visit to New York City, and we were shocked by the hundreds of thousands of people from these people groups who are living in different communities. So we moved here to focus on reaching unreached people groups, to do church planting. So we actually live in Harlem, but we actually live pretty close to Columbia University. But in this neighborhood alone, there's 100,000 West African Muslims. So that just gives an idea of the size of these communities. So we believe God is divinely orchestrating migration and giving us an opportunity to reach people that are difficult to reach. So that's what we're doing.
That's excellent. It's interesting because we're both missionaries at the church I attend, and that you started off and we're commissioned with Living Hope in Langhorne, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And I consider us missionaries. They consider us missionaries. I consider us our extended staff because we're in the States. But what's so cool in the 21st century is the people we used to go, and I love international missions. So do you, and you have people in Europe as well. But people are coming here. Yep. I have Ukrainian neighbors. I have a Muslim neighbor, and we don't have to go far. And so what are some of the unreached people groups that you said? You said some of them, but what in New York and who you're talking to?
So in New York, we're reaching South Asian Muslims, like Bangladeshi people. We have a team focused on Arab Muslims. We're working with West African Muslims. We have a campus ministry reaching all different UPGs from different nations who are coming for graduate studies or PhD studies. We have a team in Dallas reaching Hindus. We have a team in Rome, Italy, reaching West Africans, North Africans, South Asians. We have a team in Central Asia reaching Syrians and Afghans and Iranians. So yeah, all different people groups. It's super exciting, and God is blessing, and we're seeing people come to faith and churches started. So we're super excited about it.
That's excellent. So the idea is you have spiritual conversations, and we'll talk about that. They become followers of Christ, go back to their countries, and you follow up with them to start a church?
That's exactly right. So we engage them spiritually, hopefully start discovery Bible studies with them and their family or friends. We hope to see this discovery Bible study become a simple, reproducible house church, and maybe that's here. And then when they go back, they have a model or understanding of church that's highly reproducible, looks very much like what it would look like in the New Testament, meeting in homes. But it's simple. And so we basically say, hey, what is the simplest basic essence of what it means to be a church biblically without adding all the extra stuff? And that's what we try to do. So yeah, we're praying that they go back, reach their family and friends, and see churches started. And then we stay in touch with them.
That's phenomenal. So the cost of sending you and I to Europe or to Bangladesh, it's phenomenal, right? And people are called to do that. It's wonderful. But you are saving millions of dollars starting a church and maybe investing into those people.
Well, we are trying to make disciples who then also make disciples and start churches that start churches. So hopefully there's some exponential growth and exponential, speaking from a money perspective,
yeah.
Hopefully we'll get some exponential value out of this reproducible methodology.
No, that's excellent. That's what a great idea. Who's probably the most spiritually open of all the groups? I mean, maybe it flows through the 28 years you've been doing this, but.
Well, it's interesting, but we're seeing a lot happen with Bangladeshi Muslims right now. We've probably seen 15 to 20 come to Christ fairly recently. Wow. We've seen 2 churches started in Bangladesh. So that's 15 to 20 in Europe, and then 2 churches started with another 30, 40 people in Bangladesh. So we're seeing God really open doors there. On campus right now, it's amazing, so Bangladeshi people are the first largest people group in the world, unreached people group, I should say.
Okay.
The largest unreached people group. And the second largest unreached people group are Japanese people. And so we're actually seeing a fair amount of receptivity with Japanese people on campus, which is interesting. So they're probably the 2 biggest right now.
When you say campus, Columbia or other places?
We're at a couple campuses, but Columbia is one of the main ones. And we engage pretty much all graduate and PhD students and visiting scholars from different nations.
And how do you do that, Kev? Do you advertise that? Are you a campus ministry, or you just start making friends? And
we have a site, an online platform called iLink, which engages where we put flyers around, and then students will sign up for all different types of things: English conversation, dinner with an American family, different events, and so forth. And then we seek to engage them spiritually very quickly and try to have them gather their friends and family together and within the next 2 to 3 weeks and start Discovery Bible studies.
That's great. So any kind of means teaching English, anything to get them close, yeah.
We do short-term ways to meet felt needs. So we might say, for instance, hey, we're going to have a 7-week English conversation group.
Good idea.
So we don't do ongoing English conversation, but we do short things so that we can meet people and engage them spiritually.
Oh, that's great. Any problems do you see because, maybe it's a challenge, because they're out of their culture, they're in the States, they're in grad school, PhDs maybe, has that been easier to reach them once they're out of their, they're out of their pressure from home?
With international students, when they leave somewhere, they are oftentimes open to exploring new things. They're, like you said, they're not under the pressure of their culture, and they're in a new place and they feel a sense of freedom, and maybe they'll explore something that they'd never explored in their culture. That's with international students. With refugees, they're just in a completely different situation where they need actual serious help with language or clothing or food or job assistance. So to engage them and to just care for them and love them is huge. And they're receptive because of their desperateness for just the need for many things. Immigrants, on the other hand, different than refugees, immigrants tend to want to preserve. They don't want to be, they try to preserve their culture and religion, and they don't want to be watered down by this new culture. So it's interesting. Each group has their own certain dynamics for engaging them.
Yeah. What do you like to personally? What is there a group that you prefer, or it just depends on the situation? Like refugees, international categories.
We've seen a lot happen through refugees, and we've seen a lot happen through international students. Because my wife is the team leader of our campus ministry,
There you go.
I spend a lot of my time doing Bible studies, engaging, students. When I say students, I'm talking about 30 to 35 years old,
Grad
married,
students.
maybe kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, I just love to see any of these people come into faith and seeing their life changed,
Yeah, no, that's exciting. Tell us one of your stories. We'll get to your book, but how do you spend your day? Maybe a story through like you just said, sometimes maybe you're on a podcast, maybe you're fundraising, maybe you're writing. But what's your day or week look like? And it's probably varied, Kevin.
Yeah, it's very varied. So, because of my role as, president and CEO, I'm overseeing team leaders. So I spend a lot of time with all of our different team leaders. I do training. I just kind of help these different ministries become even more apostolic in the sense of what do we need to do? What are the next steps to see disciples making disciples in churches, starting churches? So I spend a lot of time with team leaders. I also spend a lot of time with the organization, like you said, with fundraising. I mean, we have a COO, so they handle that, but there's just a lot of other stuff that I get pulled into.
Sure.
And then I also want to really spend a lot of time doing direct ministry. I want to be out there engaging people, sharing the gospel, starting Bible studies. So yeah, I commit probably 20 to 30% of my time doing that every week on all different days. Another thing we do, International Project started a 1-year training called Equip for people. A lot of mission organizations send people here to get training before they go long-term to a field. Okay. But even churches, could send someone to get trained in being a disciple maker for a year, and then they go back to their church to implement it there. So I also spend time training in that program.
That's excellent. Well, you got a variety of a day.
All kinds of stuff. Yep. It's exciting.
So you told us about Equip. You also have Seed Week. So say this audience, people are listening to this and they're like, wow, this is cool, New York City, international students or people. How do I get involved, coming to New York?
Yeah, well, Seed Weeks is probably the easiest way. It's a 1-week mission trip where we train people on evangelism skills in the morning, and then we go out in the afternoons into different neighborhoods and engage people. And it's, for a lot of people, it sounds like the scariest thing they would ever do.
Sure, you're right.
Right? But we take it slow with people, and by the end of the week, people leave passionate and excited, and they just can't believe how receptive people are and how easy it actually is. So it's a great step for churches to really motivate their people and give them some tools for engaging people. So that's an easy step for churches. And man, if you haven't been to a Seed Week, I super encourage it. And I'm a little bit biased, I get it, but I definitely encourage it.
It's incredible to think about it, isn't it? The very people we used to spend millions of dollars to reach overseas are now our neighbors. And they're often more open to the gospel right here than they would be back home, away from perhaps some pressure from their neighbors or their family. Kevin's strategy of starting simple, reproducible house churches that these students and refugees can take back home is a game changer. It's one thing to have a strategy for a ministry. It's another thing to live this out loud in our daily lives. How do we actually talk to our neighbors without being weird about it? In the next episode, Kevin and I are going to talk about his book, Living Out Loud. We're going to talk about why we often suppress our faith at work and school, and how a 3,000-year-old message from the book of Deuteronomy in the Old Testament of the Bible holds the key to sharing your faith naturally today. You won't want to miss part 2. Thank you for listening to the Productive Lives podcast. You can expect new episodes every Monday, and if you like the show, please subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. This helps others like you find the show. The Productive Lives podcast is supported by Productive Lives. where our mission is people serving people, and our vision is to motivate people to improve their lives and the lives of others through servant living and leadership. If you want to live a productive life and help improve the lives of others, visit our website for more information, productivelives.org. The Productive Lives podcast is produced by Studio D Podcast Production and hosted by me, Cam Garven. I'll see you next week for more stories of resilience and conversations about lives and ideas that are productive.